get it ready for my new setup. Anyway, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. Uh, so, I've been over this topic hundreds and hundreds of times. It is literally like having a conversation with a brick wall. It is. It's like I'm having a brick wall. I have been to form sites. I've tested all different types of paints, certified screens, just about everything when it came to gray screens. And mind you, keep in mind, we used to develop this stuff many years back. So we know the limitations of what it has. It isn't like I started into black technology and never did a gray screen, or we started off with gray screens. And as for black technology, somebody was like, ooh, you invented. Dude, we invented black technology like 10 years ago under a company called Digital 4K Crystallonics. We've been had this technology, and that's not even the level of what our technology does. So pace yourself, but you got blocked anyway, so moving on. I just don't entertain nonsense. But anyway, as for those out there, again, if you feel in any way, because I'm really tired of the crying, if you feel in any way that your gray screen, whether it be paints, certified, fabric, films, what do you have it in the day, if you feel in any way that anything we did in this demonstration is completely false and the product you have before you does something completely different that no other screen does, then you're missing some serious tests. One of the tests you're missing is called gray versus gray. This is where they take your product and they put it into gray fabrics, gray films, and all that stuff. And yeah, you can't match any of this stuff. And I don't see any of these tests being done. So that's another problem you really have to worry about right now is whether or not Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, any one of those companies can literally put you out of business because they got tons of great paint in there. We've done these tests already. We have something called black versus black. I'll make sure I post that link right here. You can see our test demonstration versus something you don't have at all. So you don't have any proof that any of your stuff may not match a house paint. You don't have it. We literally watched the guy on YouTube. We got to bring his name up in this video either way because he's actually on our blacklist. By the name of Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, who used to have a company, which he doesn't have anymore, and we wonder why, called Crow 1176, or his screen paint mixes. And in the video, he matched Network Gray 773. Then he matched Bear Silver Screen, and these are identical matches, which means that this could have landed him a lawsuit very, very easily. If any one of them customers decided to take on the small claims court, they could have easily won that in small claims court. Easily could have got them for a couple, about 12 grand, a little more than that. Depends on what your situation is and where you're at in your state. So for gray screens, all of you, not just one person, you don't read contrast. You really literally got to stop saying on camera that you read a black level. You don't pick that up. Some of you are claiming to have a whopping 2.0 gain. You don't have that. You spend majority of your demonstrations in dark environments with a claim of a 2.0 gain. I don't even know how that's even remotely possible to begin with. Like I said, I tested a Black Diamond. Black Diamond, the SL screen Black Diamond has a 1.4. It is way higher than gray screen paint. Way higher. And I tested that in a garage with a light system over top me at roughly around 6,000. About 6,000 when it's in that unit. Let me see. So you don't have that capability that you claim you have at all, period. Now you see how my menu reads? This is the problem your products have. Y'all don't read actual contrast. Y'all can't pick it up. OLED 4K demonstration. You know, get into these fits, childlike fits. You want a problem? I'll take you to court and I'll sue you for a couple $1,000,000 for false advertisement and consumer fraud. You really want to heat it up? I can heat it up for you quick. You don't read this. You don't read this level you claim you read. You constantly lie to consumers and tell them you're reading this level and you're not even reading at all. Our technology is way beyond y'all. We can show at the end of the day where your screens do not read at all, period. You keep coming on YouTube, you lie to social media, you lie to everybody, and you tell people that you're reading 100% contrast. Some of you are up there saying that you have perfect color balance. Some of you are saying you have 2.0 gain. You don't possess any of that at all, period. Now, you feel at the end of the day that whatever I said here is completely false. This is what you do. Stop talking. Stop crying about it. Go get yourself an attorney and take me to court. And say, hey, look, I'm taking him to court because he said that our gray screen doesn't do such and such and so. And I'll show in court, not only does your gray screen doesn't read next to mine in any way whatsoever, you don't read my contrast, you don't pick up my color in any way whatsoever. See how my color picks up on the screen? See how it disappears like this? If you feel and you want to make that statement, then I will show in court that you're lying to your specifications where you're not picking up a contrast level. You do not possess a 2.0 gain. I got a buddy of mine who specializes in gain, who brings his equipment in, he'll test your screen, see what it reads. Not that ambient light controlled fake environment you keep sticking them into, where you're basically saying, oh, we got a little light here and here we have 2.0. No, you don't have that. You can't even operate downstairs in the office I'm in. You can't operate down there. You don't have that. Then you're constantly telling customers, calibrate, 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 calibrate. Why? Because your colors don't read right. This is why they tell you to calibrate. Look, the colors don't even come up correctly. And then on top of that, you keep saying black levels, but you keep telling customers to go out and spend more money for high-end expensive projectors. This projector has a 10,000 to 1 contrast, and it's still portable, and it can't even read a contrast level on your great product. Now, if you want to go out there and mind you, bigger Pandora boxes you open up at the end of the day. If you want to sit there and say, well, that paint right there doesn't match mine, oh, you'd be surprised. I've done a lot of testing on gray screens, and a lot of y'all stuff is matching everyday Home Depot products. I can literally do a demonstration. Matter of fact, there's on a YouTube channel called Gray Match, or the 50 Shades of Lies. Literally, and do a demonstration, and I guarantee a lot of your stuff will match gray paint. I guarantee you. You know your biggest nightmare at the end of the day? The Network Gray 773 235 color sample. That thing has everything on it, from dark gray paints down to mid-gray paints down to light gray paints. It has everything on it. There's no way in the world you can beat that thing. We could wipe that whole thing clean with no problem. So you don't do any testing. You go into these dark environments, high-powered caliper machines. That's what you do. And then you sit there and say, oh, we got a 2.0 gain because you got two little lights in the corner back here and here and here. Little light splash behind the screen and underneath the cabinet. And then you sit there and do these demonstrations on contrast levels on environments that are super dark in there, because you know at the end of the day you'll be able to pull a little better and fool people that you're reading 100% black. Now look, that was somewhat doable in the era of when your paints were at its high mark, but now a gray screen, whether you pay $60, $90, or $800, or $1,000, or $1,300, doesn't make a difference. None of y'all can see black. I can literally kick the crap out of you in court by stating that you guys can't read black. How are you going to beat a screen that actually reads black? Now, if you make the statement by saying that our screens come up too dark, you know where that's going to end up at, right? So get you a contract at the end of the day. Let's send a contract to you. Till you sign it, let's go to court. And if you don't sign this contract over a certain amount of days, then that means that the bigger problem you have at the end of the day is we're going to put it on blast that you didn't sign it, but not only that, we're going to take it to court and sue the daylights out of you for it. And way higher than what's on that contract, because we know you can't back it up because you didn't sign it 3 days. You don't read at all. I don't even know why people sell gray screens. I have no idea what the purpose of a gray screen would be. Would you say contrast? No, you don't have that. Would you say color? You definitely don't have that. You can sit there and say, well, we pull up. You can't say you pull the highest white levels. That would be the white screen's territory. They pull the highest white level. They can say that. So what purpose do you have? You don't read contrast. You don't read color. And you can't say you pull the highest white level because a white screen would take that So what do you have left? Nothing. So, the customers out there from the door, this is the reason why you stop painting your screens gray. Stop going out and buying gray projection screens because they don't work at all, period. All of this is going to make you have to spend more money to fix the problem. It's going to cost you more money. Now, there's one guy who came in who doesn't have his business anymore. Had a habit of saying, you're saving thousands of dollars, you're saving hundreds. He was saving hundreds. And literally in his demonstration, he couldn't even save hundreds himself. He was sitting up there with a $3,700 Optima P2 projector that couldn't even read a black level next to some network gray when the LG logo popped up. That projector was absolutely worthless on that projector. That screen print was absolutely worthless on that projector. So he couldn't even produce a proper contrast level. He was in some super dark environment and tried to couldn't produce black, but some darker shade of gray. That was it. Mind you, so you all know how bad this was, this is his actual paint right here we have in the demonstration. We call this product the Refusal. How it got the name the Refusal is because to show you that they can't back these products up in no way whatsoever, we actually used a tutorial video. Now the tutorial video shows them clearly mixing this black and white paint together. This is when he gave away products for free. And they said he stood behind this. Apparently did not stand behind this. So we basically made the same product, used $11 worth of hobby paint, and sent it to his front door with a tracking number and a restriction, which means he's the only one who can sign for it, and he sent it back to us. That's why it's a name Refusal. And this is a person who was supposed to back this product at 100% and couldn't do it. That's his paint right there. Now mine, this has been to his front door and got refused and sent back to us. So with that being said, I mean, even a person who basically, even he knows deep down inside, it doesn't work at all, period. They're just lying to you to get some money out of you. That's basically about it. Let's continue this real quick. Basic demonstration, some crystal clear water and big red tomato. Not anymore now, we got a yellow pepper in there. Now you can see, gray screen ain't reading jack. Now, we bring this up only when we do meetings if it comes up that how about a gray screen? What's the difference? And boom, this is what we show. I'm gonna let that play while I work on some stuff over here. I got something I gotta do. I'm going over and make some hot tea for myself. Now, like I said, any one of these companies, and some people take it personally. They take it so personally. We got people who took it so personally that they committed crimes. Took it too personally. This isn't just for you. You don't make these products anymore anyway. You went out of business. You don't have these businesses anymore. But for those that you are still in business and you make these products, this is what you're going to have to deal with. And this is why you can't say certain stuff on camera anymore by saying that, hey, we breed 100% contrast levels. We have amazing, brilliant colors. You don't have that at all, period. You don't have it. Now, there's a guy on eBay who talked up a lot of stuff about gray paint. About how his gray paint is more superior and this, that, and the other. Well, he's about to go through a test. We're about to buy his paint on eBay and test it. See if he says his gray paint's different. And I will put you against Network Gray 773. You better not match that stuff. If you do, your eBay listing's gone. Two Screen, another company, big company in the day. We tested your stuff, even your high, most advanced paints. You don't read any type of contrast whatsoever. You literally can't make that statement. I will be sending you an email next week explaining why we need some tests from you showing your product's not matching any house paint. Paint on screens, you're another person. Your black screen paints are absolutely horrible. I tested them myself. White levels are extremely poor. On top of that, with them they had made gray screen paints too. And we tested their gray screen paints. And guess what? They didn't do too well. Yeah, they had issues. A lot of issues. So, yeah, we're going to be reaching out with some emails with some companies and let you know what we found about your stuff. I did all this testing years ago. Y'all have the same stuff. Nothing has changed for y'all. eBay, everything on eBay can match a house paint. Everything. Now, like I said, gray screens out there, if you feel in any way that what I'm saying is completely false, you don't match any other paints, which again, we're going to request for your test, which you don't have, we know it already. We are going to request for a test on contrast, saying that you pull a 100% black level, you can't do it, we already know that, and that you pull perfect color balance, which we know you can't pull either. So, give you a couple once, see how long it takes you to take me to court. If you don't, we return the favor and we come after you. It's not going to go well. But the first person I think I'm going to hit first is that guy on eBay who made that statement about how his paints pull up this ultimate black contrast levels. It pulls a false advertisement. Buddy, you can't make that statement. You don't do that at all, period. And you're more advanced and much higher screens on the market. You can't make that statement either unless you actually test these screens. You've seen them comments where I'm making about SL screens, daylight screens. I tested those screens. I tested those screens 8, 9 years ago. I tested them recently on their new stuff. I beat every single one of their screens. I have it on record. So, with that being said, I can make that statement. I can beat their screens today. I know that any one of the gunmetal technology engineer can't read black. I know that 100%. So, with that being said, yeah, I can easily take out those screens. And with the new stuff we have over here, there's nothing stands against that thing. That screen reads outside of the park at 300 lumens. There's nothing that can stand against it. So, we're just beginning to lay the foundation of challenging larger screens. Now, the naysayers, real quick, got to add you in here. Oh, y'all so bitter. Why are y'all so bitter all the time? They come in there, watch the video, oh, you think I developed what? You want to challenge me on that one in court? Who developed black technology first? Because I got a company that dates back to 10 years, and it shows exactly the first development of black technology. Way before Screen Innovation ever had it. So, you want to challenge me on that one? I don't think you want to. So I'm going to just block you from my channel, which I did, and remove you. Y'all desperate. Y'all just desperate. Y'all don't like the fact that our technology is number one. And we can make that statement. I bet you $100 that you would never make a statement that you could take out a black diamond screen. Or Screen Innovation, Elite Screens, Daylight Screens, DMP Supernova, Stewart, Firehawk, G5, whatever. I bet you can't make that statement right now. Because you can't. The screens are way more superior than your stuff. So gray screens, the only reason why you exist, the only reason why you still function is because people don't want to spend $5,000 or $3,000, $5,000 or $7,000 for high grade certified, which is far more superior than your screen. That's the only reason why. If those screens were down to your level, you'd be out of business. But with that being said, our technology is far more superior than yours and certified at the same time. And keep in mind that Formsat was just showing demonstrations of our products versus a Yardmaster. We would crush a Yardmaster. Remember, this is a white and gray screen. It would never be to read outside correctly. Now, next to one of ours, so we save our customers tons of money. How do you save your customers any money? You don't. So, what is the benefit of a gray screen? I've seen this a dozen times. Benefit of a gray screen versus a white screen. I've literally watched people, we got on the blacklist, turn out lights in that demonstration. Why are you turning out lights in that demonstration if your screen has a 2.0 gain? Why are we turning out lights? Because your black levels and color levels show up better if you're in the dark. Well, right now, let me show you something. Over here, we're in partial lighting. We don't have much lighting here. The only thing I have over top me is the one shade we have, and it's pulled out a little bit. Just a little bit of lights in here, not a lot, and you can't read. Let me show you how bad this is. This is all we have. That's it. That little slither of light. That's all. And the gray screen still can't read with a projector with 10,000 to 1. That's how bad your gain is. Your gain is nowhere near 2.0. Nowhere close to it at all, period. You have to be in an absolute dark environment, which we notice in your demonstrations, and you put these lights behind the back of the screen, you feed them under cabinets, anywhere we can block the actual light from making contact with the screen but show the light is still illuminating. That's what you do. And then you go in there with a high-powered machine to fix any problems that may pop up on your screen, and you calibrate this machine so the colors come out just the way you need to, and then you do these demonstrations. And then later on the consumer gets it and sticks it in their environment and the screen disappears on. Like the customer who opened up 2 curtains while my customers are outside playing out in that environment. He opened up 2 freaking curtains and his screen disappeared just like that. How do you explain that? That in one video showing the screen in an environment, a dark apartment working, but in his environment it doesn't work. How's that? That's because they lie in their demonstrations. They basically manipulate the environment to try to make you believe that you're getting something when you're technically not getting it. Tell me if I'm not living in your head rent-free. I think I have. I think I've been in your head for a couple of years rent-free. And that's why some of you have stooped, got so terrified and upset over this, some of you have stooped to getting criminal charges and getting lawsuits, and some of you will be going to jail in 2026. So, yeah, some people are very desperate. They're very desperate. Very, very desperate. But are the other companies who didn't stoop to these levels, you don't read anything on your screen. So, here's the kicker. You don't fit anywhere. The gray screen fits nowhere. Projector mapping applications, you can't read black. Digital visual displays, no, you can't read black for that. What about ceiling, infinity ceiling setups? Nope, you have to read black for that. People do star systems off their ceilings all the time. So no, that wouldn't work at all, period. Floor, heck no, floor's taking a ton of light. Lights all over the place, always make contact with the floor. So that's not gonna happen. You don't do that at all, period. What about portable projection screens? We just did that yesterday. Portable projection screen. No, how would that even work? You don't read contrast. Did you know there's black levels in movies, right? There's black levels in movies and sports and video games, commercials. All that has black levels. So what am I getting at the end of the day? Am I getting a 100% black level? You give me something fake. Yeah, I'm not getting a 100% black level, right? I'm getting a fake level, right? All right, then. That's why I'm sitting in the dark trying to get it to work. You don't have ambient rejection technology, which means you don't operate anywhere. Even in this little bit of lighting we have in here, you can't even read correctly. And my projector has a whopping 10,000 to 1 sitting on it for a portable 10,000. That's incredible. I can't get it to read on your screen. So you can't say you have the best contrast because that would be us. You can't say you have the best color because that would be us. And you can't say you have the highest white level because, again, our gamer technology could blend into your screen with no problem. But if you're talking about supreme highest white levels, you're talking about white screens. White screens hold the candle on that one. That's their category. We hide the highest white levels because we're actually neutral white. So what do you have left? Nothing at all. You have nothing at all. If I have to do a demonstration of just blinding white, some of the artists, and I'm doing a demonstration on blinding white, we wouldn't even fit in that category because we can't give them a blinding white level due to the fact our screens are darker. That's why. A gray screen, you couldn't fit in that category either. You know why? Because your gray screens, again, don't pick up 100% white. That'd be a white screen could pop in and go, okay, we can do that demonstration. We have a white screen. We can pick that up. There you go. Now, if they had to do a star field off a ceiling, who would they choose for that job? It would be us over here. Higher than certified, higher than any screen because we read actual black. That's why. You don't fit in nowhere. That's why you're obsolete. People just buy you because you're a cheaper, more affordable screen. That's what you are. And the sad thing about it is they'll buy gray screen. Gray screen will convince them to buy a more expensive projector just to be stuck in the dark with an ultra short though that they can't even use in a fully lit environment like a TV. Paid all that money. Some people are $7,000 in on their setup and they can't even pull a proper contrast level. So that little bit of light we have coming in took out your screen. Probably going to convince me to buy a 4K projector to fix the clarity in your screen because the resolution's up. Look at the around the screen. This is supposed to be black. You know that, right? You can't transition. You have to see both. You have to see black contrast and you have to see color at the same time. Now we got one person that takes it personally. Let me explain something to you, Fernando. You don't have a business anymore. Your business collapsed. I don't know why you're still crying about great paint. You don't have a business anymore. You ripped off a ton of your customers on a fake grade product that any customer of yours could have slid off a shelf and did it themselves. You had no testing on your products, no batch number verifications. Heck, even your shipping policy was a scam because on your shipping policy stated that anybody who bought that paint, if they opened up one of those containers, they were stuck with it no matter what. No exchange, nothing. Stuck with it. That's just in case that you found out about the dark secret that paint was just everyday paint. And we even proved it from the door your stuff was phony because we sent your own paint back to you and you sent it back to us. And by the way, if you're speaking on black technology, I got a little question for you. Where's my black paint? Because for those you don't know, we sent him a certified letter, and again, restriction he can sign for requesting black paint. And what did we get? Nothing. Of course we got nothing. I'm gonna check his mailbox. He got a letter coming to him soon. There's a letter coming up to him from court. Another individual got himself in a lot of trouble. Good luck at the airport. 2 forms of ID is going to be required. You know that, right? To get in over there. And you have to be there that day, too. You got to figure it out. It's coming up soon. But anyway, this is what happens when you talk trash and you can't back it up and take you to court for it. So, gray screen. All gray screens. Not just one person. All gray screens. Do you read 100% black? No. Do you read perfect color balance? No. Do you have this whopping 2.0 gain you have? No. You definitely don't have that at all. Period. I see some screens out there, $1,500. Who the freak in their right mind paid $1,500 for a gray screen?
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name, even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can...
Watch your color fade out. Pops up high on our screen. Disappears on their screen. Remember, you got to read that contrast too, gray screen. Y'all keep skipping the contrast. Every single time I watch a demonstration, y'all skip the contrast. With the influencers, they can't skip it. They have to talk about it. So the influencer go, look at the amazing contrast, and they turn the lights out. I saw that literally with a demonstration with someone doing a demonstration on, I think, the bleach screen or whatever it was. But you can clearly see turn the lights out. Our screen can pick up those bright levels with no problem and read contrast at the same time. Menu, you can't read the menu. Yeah, I gotta face that reality, man. You gotta face that reality that y'all don't pick up what you claim you pick up. You gotta face it. Getting mad at me ain't gonna help you. Screaming at me is not gonna help you. You're gonna set yourself up for something you can't get yourself out of. And sit there on your channel and say, oh, we read it. Don't say that. Don't say you read 100% black woman, because I can challenge you in court on that. Anyone may challenge you in court on that. And your screen's going to sit up in a courtroom trying to read something they can't. And now the question's going to come up, how many people did you sell this to with what you just said in this courtroom? It's consumer fraud. Setting yourself up. Because you're mad and upset. Your emotions get the best of you. Start ranting on your channel about how you read this contrast love when you don't. Now, the demonstrations I've seen on this paint, how come I'm not getting the same thing that was in your demonstration? This is your paint at the end of the day. I made it from your tutorial video. I sent it to you. How come I'm not getting the same thing back? I'm literally getting the same washed out image as the customer did, or the fellow sitting on top of the roof trying to watch Batman on a short throw ViewSonic projector. I'm still getting that ashy look to the screen. Now, for any gray screen out there wants to sit back and say that, hey, we're different, I got one for you. Network Grade 773. This is a lethal gray paint. It has a perfect tone to it in black. If your screen's lighter, it'll match it. If your screen's darker, it'll match it. It has a very interesting tone to it. That's why when I popped that top in the video, I sat there and said, I'm so glad that I don't develop gray screen paint anymore. I couldn't imagine going against that thing. So, how many demonstrations are we going to see over the weekend of people taking their screens and setting them up next to a painted piece of cardboard, what we're going to use, and put it against the screen, and let me see how close it matches. None of y'all going to do it. None of y'all going to do it. Because you know why? Because you know you can't. That's why. If you could, we'd have saw demonstrations by now. I literally have more demonstrations in my black versus black than you guys have on gray versus gray. So you can see we're picking up nice, beautiful, bright colors. Greens, blues, purples. 100% black in the background as always, as we're supposed to. You guys are not picking up color nor contrast. Now you can say your screen works. Yeah, it works on a standalone by itself. We have nothing to compare it to. It somewhat works, but it doesn't do what you claim it does. It doesn't do the whole dark and ambient light controlled environments. It doesn't do any of that. It doesn't pick up beautiful colors that you claim in your tutorial videos and your YouTube listings, website listings, eBay listings, Amazon listings. It doesn't do any of that. You can compete with more higher advanced screen paints. That's, we made that statement. That's not a statement you want to make at the end of the day if you haven't gone against us. Now, fellow's paint this it belongs to was trying to sell some paint on his eBay listing, Metallica Mix 2.0. We made it and sent it to him. How are you going to sell a product on eBay that you couldn't even back up when it was sent to your front door? Mind you, it was a free screen paint from day one, but he tried to sell it to you. And you see his eBay listing's not there anymore. They took it down. Couldn't back his product up. Now imagine anybody would have bought that product. And we have it here. We made it with $11 for hobby paint. Now, as for that fellow, if he tries to come and says, well, you know what? No, you can't make our product, Fernando. I gave you permission twice. Twice. And you failed to do it, right? All right, then you can't make our paint. You don't even know how to make black paint. But what I've seen up on the table, what you were trying to do, some white paint you had up there, really? White paint? And some silver mica? Really? You thought that was going to work? That's not going to work at all, period. You don't know what you're doing at all, period. Noobs have that kind of process at the end of the day. They think if you put white paint in it, automatically brings up your white levels. You don't know the science behind black technology in no way whatsoever. You're way, way, way behind. Why do you think we've requested that from you? I want to see exactly where your brain level was at on developing black technology. You're nowhere near close to it. I would say roughly, you're about 10 years behind. You don't even know what you're doing. So how in the world can you make a black paint? You don't know what you're doing. Let me explain something to you. I can take everyday black paint. I've done this in a demonstration. I can paint that down to a surface on a standalone. I can hit it with a projector. It'll look like it looks fantastic. I'll show the white levels and everything. And then I'll take that same surface and I'll stick it against our paint. And that black paint we just showed off can't even read anything whatsoever. It comes up dark, colors come up dark, white levels come up dark. You've seen this dozens of times. So when a person claims to make a black paint and they say it's equal to ours, that's one of the things we'll do to you in a courtroom. We'll take your paint, we'll do it on a standalone first, and then we'll take it off from there and stick it on our screen and watch your paint go dark. And then you're going to owe Mr. Bird a lot of money. Money you don't even have. So, yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit. That's going to sting a bit. But I think before we get down that road, I'm just going to embarrass you on YouTube first. And once I embarrass you on YouTube, oh, these some good looking chicks. Maybe you may make the decision to back it down. That gives you an opportunity to back it down. You see the difference when we show you back it down. Now, if you choose to continue on, then we go bring you in court. Because now that YouTube yelling back and down work for us anymore. We get Matrix to track your whereabouts and then basically go from there. First, we'll get a court order, file for court order, and hit you with defamation lawsuit. Slander and defamation. And once that goes into effect and we have that ability now, that's got enough evidence to prosecute you, we'll hire a cyber private investigator to figure out where you lay your head at, so that way we can serve you with documents to let you know that, hey, you have to appear in court on this date. And then once we get you in court, whether you show or not, when take what you got, you're going to lose everything in that courtroom. So that's how we do it in business world. Now, see all those pretty colors popping up on our screen, great screen? See how you don't read anything? Let me show you something. This is what you guys pick up. And you guys are going to go, oh, look how amazing the color looks and the contrast and all that. We're just looking at beautiful colors. It's outstanding. Let me see. The samples of the different colors. Find it. You start putting these two samples together because I think these two samples. Sorry, top of the bit on your TV like this. Look at those samples. I don't have it. Oh, is this it? Nope. No. No, I think it's a oh, there it is right there. There we go. We found it. There we go. That's you. This is what you do. So you do this. And you go, look at that. We're picking up outstanding colors. Look at the contrast is not even there. So you see that area right there around the bowl? See that where it looks like it's black? They're looking at that and go, look, see? Well, you got to zoom up real close because you can't see it from here because they usually got to be on top of the screen because their colors don't read right. They go, look how amazing the colors are. It is outstanding. And we got all this light coming through right now and we're picking up this amazing image. And our end, we're looking at that like, you've got to be kidding me. Where's the contrast at? There's no contrast in it. Colors are washed out. This is why when you see me on camera, and I'll sit there and go, colors washed out, there's no contrast. And if people say, oh, you're just hating. No, we can see it's not there. You can't see it's there because you don't have you're not used to being around black technology. As I said, color's not there, contrast is missing. Now you see that bowl on the side? Watch this. Watch when I turn it. See when it actually turns black? Because it's supposed to be black, not gray. See this? Look, see? See? There you go. Now, imagine, just think if you will, gray screen. We're in courtroom right now. And we're hitting you for a fraud. And we do that to you in a courtroom. You have any idea how bad that's going to be? We're going to buy your paint before we go into that courtroom, and we're going to paint it down on that little square 12 by 12, and this little surface like this, and we're going to cover it up and show it, and then we're going to remove it with our spot in the middle. We're going to do that too, just like that. You're not going to win the court case at all, because you're not reading black. Now, if you made a statement that our colors came up too dark and unwatchable, again, you lose the lawsuit, because again, look at that. Look how bright our colors are. They don't learn. The sad thing about it is, for them, they think it's just us coming down hard on them. No. The reason why it's done, because you rip off the consumer. That's who you're ripping off, the everyday Joe, the working consumer. That's who you rip off with your lies. When you come on and make those false statements that your product is actually working, you rip off the consumer. That's the person who's paying for your product at the end of the day. That's the one that keeps your company afloat. And you're lying to them by saying, look at that image right there. Look what we're picking up. The sad thing about the gray screen and white screens is that they think that if an image just pops up, it has to be the worst faded, washed out image. But they look at it like, oh my God, it's an amazing image, because you can actually see it. But in our end, your image looks absolutely horrible, because yes, we can see your image, but the image is faded, it's washed out. The quality is not there as it should be. So where is the black level on my 10,000 lumen, 10,000 contrast projector? Where's the black level on the gray screen? Where is it? Right there. Well, y'all consider that to be a win. And we don't consider that to be a win. That's why if you hear me watch your video in a field trip, and I say, as from the door, that your screen is washed out, your screen is washed out. If I say that we'll challenge you in court, we'll challenge you in court. If you feel that everything I said on this channel is completely false and all this is all some illusion at the end of the day, you can sign contract and see us in court. That's all you got to do. Don't get on your channel and cry about it. You see a lot of crybabies today now. Don't cry about it. Sign, see me in court. It's just so simple. Don't get mad and get your camera. I'm going to make a video. That video gets you sued at the end of the day. Because you say anything in my about my company that's not true, I'm going to sue you. So, this is what you do. Sign the contract, see us in court. If you don't sign the contract and you see enough of these videos popping up, I'll challenge your company in court. And it will not go well for you. So, can you back that product up? Because at the end of the day, if you say, well, he's doing it because you have no competition for us. I can literally wipe an eBay list if I wanted to. I can wipe every single screen on eBay right now if I want to. What do you have on there that can compete with us? We've been through all your screens already. Smarter Surface, been there and done it already. I got it on my YouTube channel, been there already. Goose Screen, done it already. Actually, I got one of their highest screens that they have. Their best of the best. Paint on screens, beat both of their screens. Matter of fact, 3 of them, including their best of the best. What do you have left? Those other paints on there? We took all those paints out already. So what do you have left? And then Crow popped on there talking all this trash. We had it shut down because he can't back it up. We sent the same paint back to him and he gave it back to us. It's sitting there right there in front of you. That's an example at the end of the day for those who have screen paints on eBay that may be running your mouths. This is what we did to Jamie. So with that being said, he wrote all that stuff in his page about having to spend a spectacular picture and all this stuff. He talked all that trash, right? And what did I do? I made the same paint you claimed that was different than what you were selling on eBay, and we sent it to you, and you couldn't even do the demonstration. You sent it back to me. And everybody who got the tracking number saw the paint get refused by you and sent back to us. And it sits right there. We call it the refusal. So we had to shut his site down, shut his page down. So there's nothing on eBay right now that can challenge us. There's nobody. Well, with that being said, for the consumer, if anyone advises you to paint your screen gray, don't do that. You're going to mess around and waste your money. You're going to waste your time. And keep in mind, you're not getting your money back on that. It don't make a difference. You can't get your money back. You know why? Because excuse me, it's the paint. They can argue that they can't get the product back in the original state in which it was shipped, which is true. You know, they can't get it back. So you won't get your money back at all, period. And you can complain to eBay on this. eBay will override it automatically from the door. You can't win it. Take them to court, you'll lose it in court. Because again, they're going to request their item back. And you can't send it back because they're sitting on your wall. They're going to want it back. So they know they can get away with this. So you buy that product, you better make sure 100% it works before you waste your time and your dime. Or, you know, my customers, this is their customers, and that's my customers. Big difference, right? A lot of people don't realize that when it comes to screen paints. Now, we do, that's why we do all this testing on our products. To show that they work. More testing than anybody else has. Matter of fact, we've done so much testing, we've had challenges on our testing too. That nobody's matched yet either. Sony 1 hour demonstration. We're not going to do the 1 hour. There's a transition screen in there I like to do. Look, even the blue for the Best Buy commercial doesn't even pick up on a great screen. The sad thing about it, these are the screens people advise use for ultra short throws. Oh, heck no. If you buy a high enough contrast, you'll be able to pick it up. If you buy a high enough contrast, so it means, let me get this straight. This is going to cost me more money? Yeah, it's not going to be a happy day for you. This is the transition screen. I'm going to go back here a little bit more. Back to here over here. If you notice that we pick up beautiful blues. Look at the white levels on the clouds. This is the Apex Gamer you're seeing up there in that little spot right there. It's one of the most powerful screen paints we have right now. I could literally, any screen that I purchase off eBay or Amazon, if I just take my hand, I'll lie to you not, and not sticking to that paint, I ain't got to paint it in. Just touch your screen ceases to function anymore. The contrast levels disappear. The screen picks up some way superior high white level, as you can see, next to a gray screen. Its contrast levels are untouchable, and it can absorb a ton of light. So it would actually cripple your screen just like that, disable your screen. Well, let's show you. So let's start off with showing you the gray screen first. Let's show you what it looks like, what you really think we're getting at the end of the day. I've seen this a dozen times, and I go, look at the beautiful image you're picking up. You're picking up this amazing image. Just watch the whole transition period on the gray screen. We're going to do a short video on this too to put on other sites. There's the transition coming up, and they go, look at that contrast level. Look at that black level you're picking up. Look how amazing that looks. Or on the other hand, talking about, what contrast are they talking about? Well, what are we? Is anyone else seeing this? Are they all colorblind over there? They've got to be colorblind. Who's seeing contrast? With those deep contrast levels. I'm getting every bit worth of my projector at 10,000 to 1 contrast. That's how beautiful this image is. I already watched the other guy lie, and he had 2 of those videos he removed with the Network Grade 773. One was actually in complete darkness, and he sat there and made a statement and said that that when I use this paint with the projector I have here, even though it's 2 million to 1 contrast, he says, not really. My paint would pick up a much darker contrast using this projector. You lied too much, and literally made that statement and then turn around, and we saw the other demonstration, which clearly shows your screen in a so poorly lit environment, but you couldn't even pick up the LG logo. Well, here's Pinocchio, boy. He can pierced one of the, what do you call it, super earths. Look at that. Where's the contrast at on my 10,000 to 1? Not even there. Got that. Marco. Pole is not even there. Pole is not there. It's not there. But this is what customers are used to seeing. This washed out mess. Now see how amazing that looks? Look at the color. Look at you're picking up the beautiful blues. Look at the greens. You're picking up all those amazing colors that we're giving to you right now. You know what I mean? This gray screen paint is absolutely incredible. You know, this is what you want to pay for. You want to stay away from black screen paints because black screen paints come up too dark and too dirty. Now, mind if you made that statement, oh, Mr. Bird, a lot of money. We're talking about way up there. Way up there. It's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be a heavy lawsuit. Let's keep going. You know, you don't want to mess with those black paints because they don't work correctly. They come up too dark. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. And we have counting now 100 people that are being sued next year for making that statement. There's so much money gonna come out of you guys. These are very hefty lawsuits. It's a very serious statement. And the more people we catch doing it, the more they can jump the numbers on the lawsuits because, again, it shows that other people are involved in this. They lock it into a conspiracy. That's even worse because now we got criminal charges coming in. That's not going to go well for some people. All right, 2026 is going to be a bad year for a lot of people. Now look how beautiful our reds are popping. We pick up these 100% reds. You're going to pick up 100% reds. No, don't worry about the screen. We're washing our fading. I'll pick up that 100% red. There we go. We'll stop here. Now, let's go back to where we were at before. There. Oop, commercial. See that commercial push by. All right, right there. Now, let's take our stem. Now, I want you to imagine two things. One, this is happening on YouTube right now, live. Two, imagine us in a courtroom, me and you in a courtroom, and you made that statement. We got you on recording on your YouTube channel making that statement. So let's see what happens here. Our blues are better than yours. We pick up the sand. It's a little more higher, more better tone to it. White levels, clouds are all popping up. Again, the ocean, sky, all that, better on our screen. Look at the blue levels again. We pick up much better blues, much better color levels. And as for the transition, oh, we pick up 100% black, where the gray screen could not read it at all. And the bright colors at the same time. You owe Mr. Bird $10 million. The lawsuit's going to be heavy. They're going to be heavy lawsuits. I told you, they're going to be up there, way beyond $5 million. They're up there. So in court, you're going to put your head down, watch you put your head down, stare at you, put your head down, and watch your lawyer put his head down because you know he lost the case. And the lawyer's probably going to say, Your Honor, can we approach the bench? Because we're going to try to soften this blow because it'll be pretty bad. And we're going to approach the bench, and they're going to look at me, look at my attorney, and say, hey, can we, any way we can work out some kind of, I'm like, no, we're not working on anything. As a matter of fact, you know, when we're done with this, Your Honor, we like to file for criminal charges. The person's intentions were to try to damage my company's name and to try to make me look bad by slandering my name, so I would like to file criminal charges, 4 charges against you. 4 charges. So, we'll win that case, our lawsuit. I'll go up and get our judgment and everything, and we'll go up and we'll execute on you so we can get a debt collector in your state to collect our stuff. And then you'll have to get they'll give you some kind of a notice or whatever to let you know that the next time you have to appear in court for the criminal charges. Now that one you won't be going home. So you better pray that those people that were people we caught doing this dumb nonsense, you better pray your stuff pans out. If not, you're in a lot of trouble. Well, that's what you get for going on YouTube and saying nasty things about people and thinking it's not going to catch up to you. No one's going to figure out where you're at. As for the gray screen, well, like I said, you feel any time of the day that you think that my technology is fake, you let me know. Any company, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're here, over there, I don't care where you're at. If you think everything we do here is fake, sign my contract, see me in court. But I'm here to say at the end of the day, your products don't work. And if you ever want to sit there and say, well, what does Mr. Bird know about gray screen paints? I was developing gray screens before a lot of you companies popped up. Now, Goose Screen been around way longer than me. I know that for a fact. Because Goose Screen was around when I came in. Way longer. That's how I found out about Gray Screen. I found out because of Goose Screen. Look at that. Let's go back to that for a minute. Let's go back to that a minute. That's okay. Incredible. Doesn't matter our black technology. Now, the reason why they make them statements about how they said that our products don't work and all that, because they're afraid of what the consumer's going to think. The consumer's going to see this demonstration, and they're going to like, wow, Mr. Bird's technology is gorgeous. And they don't want you to have that kind of thought. They want to try to belittle our product so it doesn't work. Well, gentlemen, let me explain something to you. That belittle process you do is going to drag you into a courtroom and get you slapped with a defamation lawsuit. And if we have enough in there to prosecute you for criminal charges, I'll do so. So you figure out whether it's worth your time or not. And if you get the slightest little thought in your head that you think at the end of the day that we won't figure out where you lay your head at, please don't entertain it. Trust me. Do not entertain it. For anybody at the end of the day, don't entertain it. Gray screen. Come on, what's going on here? Look at it. We're picking up everything. We're picking it all up. What is going on here? What is going on here? What's going on here? What's going on? Tones, skin tones, all that's coming up on our screen. There's no problem. Look at the blue levels, all that. Let's get to the red. Oh. You don't see red. We know that. You don't read color. We don't have that much light in here. Somebody one time posted, oh, it was Jamie posted that nonsense. He said that, oh, we do demonstrations in unnormal lighting. What do you mean by unnormal lighting? You mean rooms with light in them? Is that what you're talking about? Because the lighting we had in the houses we're in, that's normal lighting. If the lighting was in there that was way too bright, then I think zoning would have caught that in a hot second when they started working on all the lights in the house. No, everything in there is regular lighting. You're in a dark environment 24/7. You don't even know what normal lighting is. So we're not at abnormal lighting. Now in here, 24,000 is abnormal, but you're supposed to be operating at abnormal lighting. It's called commercial. Commercial environments have abnormal, brighter lighting than you would have in your home, like hospitals, churches, stuff like that. Your screen's supposed to fire up in. So you should be used to operating in extreme, intense lighting so your screen can function. So such thing as abnormal, that's just a cop out at the end of the day because you can't do it. Now look at the red levels on the gray screen paint. Look at that. Where is my color when it comes to the gray screen? Oh, waste of money. Waste of money. Waste of money. And every meanwhile, be telling, look at those amazing colors. Amazing colors. Look how beautiful those reds are. Look how bright and crisp they are. You pick up amazing. Now imagine you on a YouTube video talking about no black screen can do this. That guy Kenneth Bird, oh, you mentioned my name? Oh, that's going to cost you a lot of money. That guy Kenneth Bird on his YouTube channel who lies and scams and tells people at the end of the day that his product is bringing up these high white levels, these beautiful colors. It's a liar. It's going to cost you so much money, what you just said. I got some of you right now. Faces and everything, right on camera, talking trash. Ain't no way in the world a black screen paint's going to pull up a level that high, ever, ever, ever. And I'm here to tell you 100% guarantee that my product's going to be far better than his. I hope you're not attached to your stuff. So, we got your video now. We're all in court. Listen to you on channel talking about, yeah, he's a liar, a scammer, a rip-off. That's your voice right there, right? Your voice. And that's you on, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure that my lawyer's going to drill holes in you. He likes doing that kind of stuff to people when they understand. You know you can't lie. You're going the Bible. I'm shooting a video right there. Is she making a statement about my client behind me? Okay, and that's what you said. You said this product came out too dark and unwatchable. Okay, well, we purchased the product ahead of time. We did a live stream, opened up, make sure nothing was tampered with, and this is this product right here. What we have here is basically a smaller sheet with his, and with the background is his, but Mr. Bird's paint is painted on the other side on a little square spot of the screen to show you that he made statements that our screen did not pick up. It came up too dark. He's a scammer, rip off. Let's show you. This is a part that's going to hurt a lot, just so you know that. So with that being said, whatever judgment we ask for, and it's going to be way over $5 million in that courtroom, now you are subjected to pay. And in your mind, what's going on is, I don't have that type of money. I don't know where I'm going to get this from. Like, I don't have anything to cover this. Now, already, before this thing already started, we have somebody financially going through your banking accounts and see how much money you're worth. We have to figure out what you're worth at the end of the day. So we have to make sure we have a high enough lawsuit to pretty much crush you. So we'll find out if your house is owned by you, or if it's owned by the bank, and all that stuff. Make sure everything is tallied up on that. And then from there, this is, you lost your lawsuit. So we're already in the back of my mind thinking, okay, I got to find a debt collector in his state to go pick up our stuff, because you owe me a lot of money now. And because you did enough of these videos, which you tried to make me like a criminal at the end of the day, now we have to file criminal charges. And right there, your life is over that fast. You already lost already. You know, you lost the minute I walked in that courtroom, you lost. So, that's it. Now, you know why no companies come at us? They know who I am. They're not crazy enough to get on a YouTube channel and spurt out my name and say things. They know who I am. But you smaller ones, smaller fish, bottom feeders, who are trying to make a name for yourself, you guys are the ones that are making the statements, not the big companies. Big companies don't say this. They're not dumb at the end of the day. You guys make these statements. They'll never catch a company in there ever, because they're not dumb enough to do something that's stupid. But you guys do that nonsense. So you'll be the one sitting in court with your head between your legs, rocking back and forth on how you're going to explain to your wife and your kids how you're about to become homeless, because you're not going to have that kind of money to pay me. And I'll mind you, if you lose that case, and you will, you're going to pay court costs, and you're going to pay my lawyer fees, and they're expensive. So good luck with all that. And you'll pay your own lawyer fees too. You're not going to have enough money to do so. So, once all that's done, everybody shakes hands, whatever, and you leave out, we start making the process of executing judgment, which means you find a debt collector in your state to garnish your paycheck, your income taxes, you have any money involved in the bank involving for college, whatever. We take all of it. We take everything. We take your house. If it's owned by the bank, then basically we'll hit you so hard that you can't make the payments. It means it has to go for foreclosure. You'll lose the house either way. Any cars you own belongs to me. Any businesses you have belong to me. Everything is mine now. And then the next stage is, if we feel that we want to go a little farther and we're going to file criminal charges against you because that's fraud against my business, then it means the next stage is you'll get a letter from the courts saying that we're filing criminal charges against you for basically committing fraud against my business. And that carries a 20-year prison sentence. And things get real quick. And now, those things are on your mind of what you're about to lose. You're about to lose your freedom pretty soon. Now you have to go into court and back up something you can't back up because we beat you in a lawsuit. Some of you are facing that in 2026. So get ready, it's coming. See people deleting videos left and right. We see a lot of videos being deleted. But some of you are too late. We've already got your videos already. Deleting is not going to help you now. And we can go back and show the courts where you try to delete the videos or the videos are missing off the account, which clearly shows that people don't delete things unless they're guilty. We'll use it against you. Until then, gray screen, you don't work. Now look at that. Look at the skin tone. Picked up perfectly fine. With 100% blue behind it. See? YouTube, social media, get you in a lot of trouble. You get on camera, you say things you're not supposed to say, you automatically self-snitch on yourself. It's the perfect evidence. At one point, lawyers wouldn't take defamation lawsuits because the chances of proving someone said something about you really hard to do. You know, someone's in an office or in the break room saying some stuff about you. You're going to have to get other people that are going to sit there on the witness stand and say, hey, they said that. Most people are not going to do that. They're really not going to do it. So the chances of you proving that is going to be a headache. But thanks to social media, you have people that are dumb enough to go on social media in front of a camera and make statements they can't back up. And people will record these statements and use it against you in court. It's called self-snitching at its finest. As for the gray screen, if you feel in any way, anything that I said, any company, I don't care who you are, where you're at, don't care. If you feel that anything that I did in this video is completely false, you sign my contract, come see us in court. That's all you got to do. Now go on your channel and say, Mr. Bird, don't do that. You'll land your lawsuit. Sign, see you in court. That's it. Look at the grass. Look how beautiful the grass. Look at the skin tone. Now, you can go back and say, well, he threatened people. No, it's not a threat, gentlemen. It's a promise. This is what happened to you. It's not a threat. If you make a statement you can't back up, it's a promise. You're going to get sued in court. You'll lose everything. Oh, look at that. Look how amazing those bright red colors come up. And they'll get mad at me. Right now, I bet you they're bitter right now. They're very upset. Be careful. Watch your mouth. I got people online watching. I'll find your video. You owe me a lot of money. So be very careful. You never know who's sitting in your site right now just recording your videos. Record. So be careful. And if you think you're on a fake account, that's not going to help you. If you think you're on a fake YouTube account and all that, that's not going to help you at all, period. Don't do that one. Don't do that to yourself. Don't lie to yourself like that. Don't ever make yourself believe because you're on a fake account that you can't be traced. Don't do that. I need some hot tea in my system. Got tons of fake accounts that we're able to figure out exactly where you lay at, where you work at, all that stuff. That don't help you at all. We're in the digital era. Come on now. Really? What do you think you're born in the 1930s or something? You're in the digital era. We can even get a subpoena for YouTube. Get all your information, everything. Got IP logins everywhere. Don't do that. Now, we got to separate you two. We're talking about people, not the big companies. Big companies don't do this dumb stuff. Again, professional. They're professional. Only thing they do is they say they pull contrast. Not true. They say they pull perfect color. Not true. They say that. But these are the bottom feeders. The bottom feeders do this kind of nonsense. Not all of them, but certain ones do this. Because they feel threatened and they say dumb stuff on camera to try to make themselves look good, or they try to use me as a springboard to try to make their products look better. You're the ones that are going to be in trouble when we catch you. And some of them we already got. And keep in mind, the crying in court, the begging in court, the please have mercy on me, I got a family to feed, doesn't mean jack to us when we hit that level. If I'm nice enough and we feel it, we'll send you a cease and desist order. You'll shut every single, you got 3 days to remove everything off that site. I don't want to see nothing on it. If any one of my people pick up anything on there, they pick up anything, we'll take it to court and show you no mercy. We're going to do the solid wake 5. McAfee is going to get crushed in court. He's going to lose everything. We gave him an option, gave him a way out, and he didn't take it. He's going to get crushed in court. Is this a real place? It's got to be a real place. Look at the produce. Look how fresh the produce is. Have I ever been to a place where the produce actually look like that? I don't think I have. Look at the size of those peppers. Yeah, not usually I like to watch when I watch these videos, but don't I mean look at there's not one short carrot and look at the celery. Man. If they grow on fruit like that and vegetables like that in another country, we ain't doing it right because geez, look at the size of that pepper. That's a small cantaloupe. Wow. Now they really don't. I mean, until I looked at it right now. Look at the size of the thing in her hand. That thing is huge. Man. Okay, I get tea. I need tea right now. But anyway. And they're probably sitting there saying, well, our screen pulled up. Our screen is as bright as your screen right now. Our screen's black. You don't forget that part, right? We have a black screen. Our screen's not gray, not light gray. It's black. The fact that they can read a white level, and Apex can read a white level that high, that it can blend into your color levels from time to time, yes. But you can't read a contrast level. That's the part you don't get. I get this all the time. Well, we picked up. You didn't pick up Jack, man. Jack. Because the minute I switch over to a contrast level, you're not even there. You don't even pick up blue correctly. Where is the rest of the screen, man? Don't have it. Not there. Let me see something right here. Simple basic. Starfield screensaver. I can see why that sounds like work a little bit. Anyway, you see this right here? You see this level right here? This is what you should be showing off every single time you show off a gray screen. For us, it's white levels. We show white levels constantly all the time. We show them outside, we show them inside. This is the one demonstration you need to show off the most on your screen. Not some freaking white level at the end of the day talking about, oh, look how high our levels pick up, look how our cut. No. Show me this. This is what I want to see. Because that particular shade of neutral color is the reason why I'm going to sit there and spend a lot of money for that machine right there to see that right there. It's the reason why I can't be in a fully lit environment, why I can't operate my ultra short throw projector like a TV, because of that color right there, that neutral color, because you can't see it. That's what's going to cost you money. They can't read black. Now, you see where your screen right there? You know where the light's coming from? My PC. My PC lights can literally wash out your color. Yeah, good luck with having desktop screens that are gray, because that's not going to work, because my PC will wash that out with no problem. Any light in the environment will do it. I'm not turning off my PC. My PC's on, stays on. That's why I can sit there and game and all that stuff. Even the contrast and visible screens read better than y'all stuff at the end of the day. My PC will wash out your lights. Wash out your contrast. That one color right there, that neutral color, is the reason why you're paying so much money. They can't read black. And because they got to try to mimic it the best way they can. Darker environments, all that other dumb nonsense, splashing them freaking Christmas tree lights underneath the cabinets and stuff, and like he does, and behind the screen and stuff like that. Look, we got a well-lit environment. Man, you don't get out of here with that Mickey Mouse nonsense. Look at your customers. Customers can't open up 2 windows. 2 freaking windows. I had a screen at 126 and sat in a bay of windows, and my projector was sitting back 18 feet from the screen. I could read, no problem. Heck, we do it outside. It's got a P2 projector in its demonstration. You can't read on a P2? Are you freaking kidding me? And we did it outside on the Ultimate GT 5500 at 457. And it's not just him. Can't just blame it all on him, because it doesn't fall all on him. It falls on every gray screen out there on the market. That sat there and lied to a customer and said, oh, look, we're operating with the ones that, not so much him, but the ones that are worse than him, I say way worse than Fernando, would be the ones that are claiming to be ambient light rejection. Those are the worst ones. Because those are the ones that come up there with this high professional fixed screen setup. It's ambient light rejection. They got the lights pointed in different directions, nowhere near the screen. How in the world is that gray screen going to see contrast? I got a big 120-inch gray screen sitting on my wall, fixed screen. Screen probably cost me $1,300. It's supposed to be ambient light rejection, but all the demonstrations are done in the dark. Why? And then you advise me to go out and spend an expensive projector, because that's what they're going to use in their demonstration. They're going to use an expensive machine. If you want this complete package, you'll spend $1,500 for the projection screen, another $3 to $4 grand for the projector. This projector has a 2 or 3 million to 1 contrast, guaranteed to give you high contrast. Lie. But yet, when I watch your demonstration, what happens? All the lights are on, projector's off, but the minute the projector comes off, oh, the environment changes darker. I can't wait to take those jokers to court. We're not even sending you documents. We're going to just straight out take you to court. I'm going to send you a court order. Not court, I'm going to send you my lawyer telling you that we're going to see you in court. We're challenging your company. We're challenging them left and right. Because that ambient light rejection, they sound like a bull crap. So if you have ambient light rejection and you're showing up at Starfield, why are we in a dark environment with a screen that has an ambient light rejection technology on it? Should be to do with the lights on, right? Ambient light rejection is what we're trying to do. You know the purpose of ambient light rejection is it keeps your screen from washing out or fading. You can maintain your contrast and colors without the screen deteriorating and washing out. No distortion issues. That's the whole purpose of ambient light rejection. So how come we have to turn the lights on? Why are we in the same environment as if we bought a white screen? Would have did the same thing. Yeah, save some money. You're going to be in the dark anyway. That's the perks of the screen. And then you say it's a darker gray screen. Well, that's a gray screen, right? It picks up better contrast, but I can't actually read black off of it. That sounds more like bamboozle. All right, well, I'm done here with this conversation. As always, we thank our Lord and Savior for blessing us with amazing technology, because I see Apex over there, our black technology, all around the Apex technology. And we do these demonstrations again for customer awareness. You need to know that the gray screen is going to do nothing but waste your time and waste your dime. That's what it's going to do. And any one of you gray screen paint makers out there, I don't care if you make screen paints, I don't care if you make physical fixed frame screens, if you feel that your product pulls 100% black level like our technology, if you feel you pull perfect color balance like our technology, and you operate in our ambient light environments that we could operate in, hey, feel free. Sign my contract to see me in court, or take me to court. Either way, I guarantee you, it won't be a happy day in there for you. Happy day for me, bad day for you. We ain't got all the lights on in here. We ain't got this type of freaking electrical on. That's all we got up in here. That's all we got. We're not going to do full blast in here. No full blast. No full blast. No full blast. Easy. No full blast. Easy. Now, when that new technology launches, guess we're going to challenge you on ambient light rejection technology, because we're declaring our sun fusion energy gain screens to be the most powerful gain on the planet. Anyone you want to challenge us, let us know. We'll take you outside and we'll play in the sun. Oh, and by the way, no gigantic projectors for you. No. We don't do that over here. We're going to be using the Cumi Q2 300 lumens outside at 120,000 lux of direct sunlight on the projector and screen at the exact same time. Good luck. That's just that technology. Where do you see the black one? Black one's a monster. Two things you have to worry about that screen. One, it's going to overpower your screen. Two, it's going to alter the color of your screen. You won't recognize when you lay against it. Two does a gray screens, right? Alters their color. So if you notice, I reported that nice bright level, 100% black level. Gray screen, I go look at the demonstration at 200 lumens. At 200 lumens, 300 lumens, we're picking up bright levels. This is y'all demonstration. You do know there's contrast in there, right? But they count it as the color. Look at the color we're picking up. We're picking up beautiful, beautiful color. They'll mention nothing about contrast. Knowing it has contrast in it, they'll never mention it. Look how the bright colors we're picking up on a 300 lumen projector. Look how amazing that it looks at the end of the day. This is what you want from our product. Not letting you know that the actual video has black in it. Watch this. You already saw it already, but let's do it again. There you go. That's the actual video. They didn't mention black level, did they? They don't never usually never do. Let's have a little fun here. Real fun right here. Let's come out of here. Let's go with real quick. I'm having fun here, people. LG jazz demonstration. Now those of you wishing to challenge the Apex, game off. I just warn you ahead of time. It is one of the most powerful screen fakes we ever developed. As you can see, gray screens hold nothing to it at all whatsoever. Those who want to sit there and sit in the day, the video's fake, you already know the deal. Sign, seal, and court. Your screen. Black background, beta fish. Again, you have to be to read black. This is how gray screen will do it. Gray screen will come in and go, look at this. I'm going to do a parody on a gray screen. Look at this. Look at the amazing colors you're getting there. Remind you people, this is on a gray screen. We're picking up beautiful, brilliant colors. Right now we're on a QME 2 projector. The screen's picking up amazing black levels. Like, look at the black levels are absolutely amazing on this screen. We do a little calibrating, but you have to do much. As you can see, we're in a well-lit environment and we're able to maintain those beautiful, beautiful levels. And this is what you're getting from our product. Meanwhile, we're back there going, what the freak is this mess up in the day? Oh, what the heck is this crap? You're going to be kidding me. This is, you can't, where's the black levels at? You know the black levels in this video, right? And then people online be thinking, oh, he's just doing that because, you know, he's just hating on the gray screen at the end of the day. And we on the camera talking about, you can't, where's the contrast levels at? See how, when you people sitting here and you say that we're hating on it, look how brainwashed you are. These are people who are upset about, I don't know what you're upset about, don't care, but you sit there and go, no, you're brainwashed. You don't even know what a real projection screen even looks like. Some of you, I'm baffled how you have home theater channels. You don't even know what black looks like on a screen. Anyone's ever come up and said at the end of the day that they're picking up a black level on the screen, look at the contrast and whatever, you do not need to have a YouTube channel explaining home theater because you don't even know what black looks like. You can't tell the difference between gray and black. You don't know the difference between the two. How do you have a home theater channel? Now, if you look in our demonstration, see the 100% black, that's what you're supposed to be getting. Now, for customers at the end of the day, they're educating themselves off you. They're coming to you for answers, for a better screen, and you don't even know what the color black looks like? Oh, I know, you gotta lie, because, big companies are paying you to talk about their products and this, that, and the other, or whatever. That's what it is, right? See, the reason why companies won't give us a projector, you know why? Because you know what I would say about elite screen, or not elite screen, but the Optimum P2, that the 2 million to 1 contrast don't work. And it doesn't. It doesn't work at all, period. It's not going to help your screen pull 100% black. You won't see it. So if you get a darker screen, a gunmetal screen, guess what? Gunmetal screens don't read 100% black. So guess what? That projector can't help you. By the time you reach our screen, that option gets turned off because you don't need it because the screen is physically black. So you paid for something that you will never use. Now, if they don't want to hear that in the day, they want to hear me say, look at outstanding, amazing contrast demonstrations at 2 million to 1. It's going to give your gray and white screens an ultimate black level. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely outstanding. I can't say it's a lie. 1.7 billion colors. Can't say that because I know 1.7 billion colors are not going to read on gray and white screens. Better, a little better on gunmetal, but still, you can't pick up those different shades. You got to pick up those different shades. I'd say the gunmetal screen would have a better chance of picking up different shades, but we've been able to beat gunmetal screens in color levels easily. So they have a better chance. It's an expensive screen. They do have a better chance of picking up those darker shades of gray because the screen's much darker. But these screens right here, no, you're not picking that up. You can't pick up multiple shades of green. The 1.7 billion is worthless. My goodness. Gray screen. What are you doing? "8K desired nature, 4K demonstrations." That's going to be backwards, right? 8K, but ask for 4K demonstration. Sometimes it triggers it. Well, we don't have it there. We can fix it and find it there. Now, see how the menu pops up? You're supposed to be able to pull your menu just like this. See the white levels reading all that? That's why we do all that testing to make sure our white levels can read. Let's keep it simple and then change it. 8K desired nature. So we don't get to read it from there. So they're definitely put down here. And as the assault rifle, we know that from the door. And here, how can you see that? That's 2020. 2020 vision. We were just talking about that, the family. How many people wear glasses in the family? Only 3 of us. Actually, out of the ones that are blood related, they read. They all have to wear glasses. You get any new videos, AK? Let me see. In HDR. And it still didn't read. I can see it from there, it's not reading correctly. Let's try her again. 8K desire nature. How do we get in desert nature? Really? Are you kidding me? This is my machine. 8K desired nature. Jeez, I'm like, what the frick? How are we getting desert? Alright, now we gotta come here in the front, right there. Yeah, I was talking about how I feel cheated because I didn't get to wear glasses. Because I wanted glasses. I'll break into your locker and I'll smash your glasses. BC Boys, by the way. Desire, desert, desire, what down, desert, something to put down? Oh, you know where we're going at. Look, they running already. The rats are leaving the ship already. Like, you know, the ship is coming. It's coming. Iceberg ahead. It's coming all right. You know where I'm going to, right? You know where I'm going at, right? You know where I'm going at, right? Now, this demonstration was done on a P2 projector in a very dark environment, using a bunch of Christmas tree lights around. So, look, I pull up a contrast level. Ever since we saw that person, Crow 1176 YouTuber who did this fake demonstration on a P2 projector. Ever since we saw this demonstration, we splattered this demonstration everywhere where it's supposed to be. In all fully lit environments, bounced it off ceilings, floors, outside at 180-inch screens, all that stuff, getting 250-inch screens, all that. To show you that the demonstration was completely fake. And gave him the opportunity to match every time we do that demonstration, which again, you know how that went. But let's show you here. First, we're going to pause here. Blow this up. Bam! Let's take that gray screen, cover the whole thing up. Mind, this is his screen paint, by the way. But we don't have a $3,700 ultra short throw. We're not in a dark environment. Our machine's not calibrated and all that. And we just have 10,001 for the contrast. But this paint's supposed to be a miracle paint, so it should work on anything, right? Unless he's advising everybody to go out and be in a dark environment, spend $3,700 for a machine, which, you know, not feasible. So let's see how it works. Now, for any other gray screen out there, we're saying, well, my paint will yes, yours would do the same thing. You do the same thing his just did. Where are you getting the black levels from? Where are you getting them from? So you have the same reaction. Okay. Let's go back over here. The beginning. Kaboom. Pause it there. And let's go pick up ours now. Now, that's mine. So as you can see, we're picking up the nice bright levels. See the gold in her lips right there? See how crystal clear that comes up? Look at the white in her eyes. The gold trimming in her eyelashes and all that. Look, all that pops up. You can see that definition in her cheekbones and her nose structure and all that. And the gray screen, not even home. Lights are not even on. Just no one home and no lights on. Even the welcome mat is missing. So, document we're sending over, including another one that'll be there soon to Mr. Fernando. The document, because we have enough what we need, that document is giving you the ability to back up. Whatever you said about my company, about me, anything. It's a document. It states that. All it requires you to do is you read through it properly. It states the stuff that you claim that we did and all this stuff like that. You know, you're scammers or something like that, blah, blah, blah. And then you sign it and date it. It's already notarized. You get it notarized in your half if you want. And then you have about 5 days to meet us here in Pennsylvania to go to court. Now, if you refuse it and you basically, it comes back to us, then we go in and we file one against you, and then you will come here. So it gives you the option. Because if you made these statements and you said you stand behind them 100%, right? You should have no problem signing, right? Okay then. I'm going to draw out the paperwork tonight. And I got a notary in here somewhere. And I'll get it notarized and we'll send it right out to you. Everybody gets the tracking numbers, by the way. So you know that he can't say that, hey, well, I never got, oh, no, everybody go post the tracking numbers, everybody will have it. So it'll get there and we'll see. Now, if it comes back and we don't receive it or nothing happens within the 3-day timeline that was sent to you, then you know what happens after that. Now, I'm going to tell you a few reasons why Fernando won't sign this thing. Number one, he lied about everything he said. We all know that from the door. Number two, if he sets foot in Pennsylvania, he's going to jail. because of the amount of charges he has on it. But either way, he's got to come here either way. Doesn't make a difference. Oh, I forgot number 3. He's going to have a very difficult time getting through the airport because the airport requires a major ID just to get on a plane. Anyone is flown, you know what? That's like it in the day. Whew, man, that's a lot of color mixing up a gray screen. We got to order those sample sheets from Vivistorm. It was just on their site. You know what they're talking about? When you pull up these amazing? No. It's not another Mission Impossible. Like, how many of these things are we doing? I guess some people love Mission Impossible and they get you happy to get it other one. I guess it's you. I mean, more power to you. Oh, I just can't do more of those Fast and the Furious. How many more of those things are going to make? I could do the Mission Impossible. The Mission Impossibles are more realistic. They are. They're more realistic. I like the Fast and the Furious. I don't know where we're going with this. How do you lift a cart with one hand and fire a gun at the same time? That's not even possible. It's impossible. It's not even possible. Alright people, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate you coming by. Like I said, you know, we're going to have some people that are very upset and angry by this video. And like I said, if you feel that Mr. Bird lied in the video, or made false statements, and said you feel that your gray screen would never do anything like this whatsoever, well, 2 things I ask from you. Network Gray 773. Show that your screen would never do this at all, period. Or you can make Crow's product, which is basically black and white paint, 2 tablespoons of black paint into a white quarter paint. I mean, make that and put it on your channel. Also, too, sign a contract, see us in court. That's all you got to do. If you feel that everything we said was a lie. All right, with that being said, got to go. Thank you for your time.